So it's an oddly peaceful day today. Something about it, and it's like the weather is so nice. It hasn't been too hot. It's like just comfortable. And then this stuff, like, I need to get off my chest. In the process of making this video, I ended up telling um Patty here the whole thing. It does feel good to confide in somebody, to have somebody, and the fact that she's here makes a difference, because I have gone through this before without somebody there to support me, and I appreciate so much that you're here, Patty. So much. I mean, you know what a difference, because if you weren't here, it would be my word against her, and most probably more people wouldn't believe me, right? The fact that you're here validating what I'm saying, to confirm that you know what I'm saying is the truth, means tremendously. And this is the thing, like, this is, I think, of utmost importance. You realize the thing about gaslighting that hurts the most is when someone who's abusing you will look you in the eye in broad daylight and lie. A lie that they know it's a lie, you know it's a lie. They know you know it's a lie, you know they know it's a lie. But they still go ahead and say it to you. And not just once, like just continually, day after day after day, repeating lies and then insisting on them, and that the truth, not only telling you, telling others these lies. And the fact that this has been going on since October, it didn't start out so intense. It started very lightly, very gently, and it built up. And I think it's part of a process. So October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So we're in May now. So it's been 8 months. 8 months of going through this. And you fortunately came here in January, right? At the end of January. So, and then you were subject to some of this, and you certainly almost packed your bags and left, because she lied to you and told you that I was asking to cheat on you with her, which was a lie. Okay, and I'm so glad you were there in the lie, and it was revealed that it was a lie, but she still wouldn't admit to it. Okay, and that. So the way it started last October, I had an ad in. It's okay. If the screen is going dark, doesn't mean that the recording is going dark. It's just like trying to save, bad. Oh, I'll plug it and it won't do that. That's what it is. That's okay. So so I put an ad in roomies.com, on a website, offering the room for rent. That one room. And then she had answered it, and she was claiming that she was in an abusive relationship and had nowhere to go. That it was either be that she was a victim of abuse, and then she couldn't leave because she had nowhere to go. And then so, like, that was, to me, like, that's what I do. I call this place a sanctuary, and it's like my mission to help people, women who are being abused. And so, like, that seemed like, well, that's what I do. And she had living with me, at the beginning, she started calling me Captain Save-A-Ho. Which is like, so, I mean, it's funny, but it's like, that's what I do. For some reason, I enjoy helping people. Not, I mean, that term isn't something about that, but I do enjoy helping people, and then that's my, okay, so that's my way of dealing with my trauma that I've had, that I've grown up with. My mother abusing, well, verbally abusing me and my brother, my sister, my dad, uh, you know, all of my life. Well, my brother passed away when I was 12. My dad passed away in 2017, and then my sister just passed away a few weeks ago. So then I'm the only one left. But I did witness my mom abusing all of them. I modeled after that. I modeled after watching my dad be submissive to her, dominance over him, her yelling at him and projecting it, doing all these abuse to him, to my brother, to my sister, and to me. So now, not only did I model after it, not her side of it, but his submissive part, receiving it. So this is why I receive abuse I have been receiving abuse from women. But then I was also on the receiving end of it, so I also learned to get that. And then this one thing about abuse, the kids, they learn, if a kid isn't getting attention, and then they figure out, they break something or do something bad, and then they get scolding from the mother who's frustrated maybe, and then that's their way of getting attention, and then maybe then that they learn that that's what love is, you see. And then the mother now it goes both ways now. The mother, because she's abusive to the kids, doesn't get the love she wants from them, and then she intentionally says things to piss up. Certainly me, she did it to my sister. She certainly does it to me to this day. She will say the most, and I've told you about all the things that she knows. I don't want to tell what she said to you, but she tells people the worst insults. She figures out.
Say it.
She told you like how when's the baby due?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that the worst insult? And she told about a previous girlfriend of mine. She said that she looks like Med's mom, which is my grandma. We call her Med's mom. Med's mom means big mom. We called my grandmother Med's mom. She looked like Med's mom. It's just also like, you think about the worst insult, like the woman don't want to hear that you're old, to tell a woman that you're old. And the fact that my girlfriend was like younger than me, she had no, that was not that she's young, she looks young, she's beautiful. Yeah. And she was telling her to me that and then she denies it. And then, so this is the thing, the denial of it. Okay, so this is to look you in the eye and tell you that it's not true. What you're telling me I'm doing to you. Now this is something. Now my family is descendant of the genocide. Okay, the survivors. My grandmother had to climb out of mass grave. She had a baby shot, and she was holding a baby, and the baby was shot in her. What she was holding, she had bullets. She had bullet hole in the chest where the baby was shot. She had actual bullet that was still there. There was part of a bullet that was still in her wrist that we had gone years ago to the doctor, and doctor said it's that bullet shouldn't. It's better to leave it there than to take it out. It's like adjusted itself in it. So, and then we were shown atrocities that were committed in our genocide. But when I was like about 6 or 7 in our school, every April 24th, they would bring out all the pictures of all the atrocities. I don't even want to talk about it. So, and then that traumatized us. And then what hurts the most, you see, is that they deny it. The Turks deny it ever happened. That one thing that is happening here that she denies that she's doing this to me, and then she turns to it and says I'm the one who's abusing her, and that the fact that she told me she was being abused in that previous world she came out of, that she needed to come here because she was being abused. I'm thinking, what was she did the same thing to the guy, and like really so much want to find the people, and I've done investigation. I've paid actually $300 to get an investigator, and it turns out she has like 14 different arrests: prostitution, drug possession, cross trespassing, resisting arrest.
You're talking about
Yeah.
your roommate.
Yeah.
Not your mother.
No.
Okay, clear.
Mom was never actually arrested. No, yeah, but I don't want to give too much details about identifying who it is. So, and then we have a long list of addresses that she stayed at. That's what she does. She stays at a place. She does what she did to me, and she moves on. And then she's been doing this since she was a kid. She got out of. She left. She had pregnant when she was 12 or 13. And she was told by her mother, you either get rid of the baby or you leave. So she left, and so she has used her body as what all she had, and she has developed all these strategies to survive, using her body in environments where they're mostly criminals and drug use and prostitution, and then so then this is what she's come up with. So she's very practiced at this. It's obvious this stuff is practice. She's professional, and she's surrounded with friends that are part of this. It's organized crime. Okay, this is serious, and she's learned all the techniques of pretending to be a victim, and how to tell it to police and tell it to people. And she told it to my friend of mine that I've known for more than 5 years. I had gotten her healing session with a friend of mine, and that friend of mine called me and said, "What are you doing to this girl? Why are you forcing her to have sex?" And she said the fact that even she believed her, there's something about that. And we had conflict because of it. And she undermines, she does that to everyone. She had her pack her bags and almost ready to go. And my friend to slander that this is the thing. And I studied with my psychology class right now. It's social psychology, and the subject this one lecture was about aggression. And the fact that it was saying that most likely men more likely do physical if they do aggression for some reason, and then women do this, they slander, and then that if someone hits you, you get a black eye. It goes away after a while, but slander, it's a ruining of reputation that lasts. If it's online or something, like I don't know how many people she's reported these lies to, but I do certainly know of my friend and her that she told lies, so she knows it's not true, but my friend still doesn't know. Okay, so this was her really, really, really cruel, unfair accusation that I'm forcing her to have sex. You see, and then particularly because of what I've been through. So I've had women come here because of these circumstances, because of what it's obvious it happens because of the abuse I got from my mom, and there was like incestual sexual abuse, and to this day, it's not. It's more emotional abuse. There was sexual when I was 12. There were incidences, but most of it now it's emotional incest and verbal abuse to this day. And my sister was always telling me, "It's nothing. It's not your job to change her." And my sister always discouraged me from reporting it. If you can't change her, if you're convinced you can't change her, you shouldn't even try. And my sister actually moved to Tucson to get away from it, and still she was getting it. And the only other option is what happened. She died of cancer. And it is, I have heard it said cancer is a socially acceptable way to commit suicide. Okay, so it's all part of this thing that's happening. Okay, that's happened. And then, so I deal with this how I do best as I can to overcome it, to learn from it, to study it, to understand myself with it. This is what my this is autoethnography. I record everything that I've been recording, everything that's been happening for the last 4 years, and then this is what I do, and it's all here. Okay, it's all there. Okay, now all of my text conversations with all these people that happened, it's there. It's all documented. I've been writing stuff down since 1987. Actually, I started out writing with pen in a journal, and then it's been going on continually. Except then at some point I got first I got a iPod Touch when that came out, and I got the app Evernote, so I started writing them on Evernote, and I print that out, the entire Evernote, journal. I mean, it'll be like stack of papers like this high, and then also all the actual notepads that I wrote. I have a whole shelf full of them before I started then, and then I started the blog on just written text on a website called theabsenceofsuffering.com. And then 4 years ago, I started the recording myself talking, and then I started uploading them, and then that's it. You go to the Voice of the Soul .us, and it's originally I called it, but still you can go to the ZekeShow.com, and it's still. And then I started the healing meetup, divinesanctuary.org. The meetup, it's called Sanctuary. The URL is divinesanctuary.org. So this is you overcome your challenges, and then you help make it your life mission and purpose to help others who are going through similar issues. And then so that's why I've learned so many techniques of dealing with these traumas that I've gone through. So the traumas create false beliefs, and they distortions in our behavior, and the pain in like the fabric of our soul. It's there. Not only what happened in this life, but all the myriad of countless past lives, and that's something some people, believe differently. And then so all this stuff is there. The false beliefs and the psychology, they call it maladaptive behavior, the things we do that don't work out for us, and then some of it is just more stubborn to correct. I mean, that's really the very center. We can correct all the behaviors we have that we can tell don't work out for us because of the circumstances that are born out of them. Right? My intention and goal is to respond appropriately to all situations. To always do the right thing. To always do what's good, what's in the best interest of everybody in every situation. And then the behaviors that aren't the most effective, born out of those bad things that have happened to me, and the beliefs that are false beliefs, we neutralize, and we just did that before we made this video. So this is it. Here I am, and the goal is still there. I have gotten a restraining order, except it doesn't. But the court date is the end of this month, and then so and then like it's just like, and then she's continually what she does. This is a method. She comes in, she does things to get us to trust her. I don't want to give too much details. I'll write it out. It'll be available, a record of everything. But then she started making these accusations, gaslighting, making completely false statements, making false reasoning continually. And you think that's nothing, but you get subjected to these statements for all these months, 8 months. It affects you. Okay, it affected my like the last 2-3 assignments I couldn't turn in. I just couldn't do it, of my psychology class, and it suddenly affected our relationship. Like Toddy, I'm sorry, I got the brunt of it because I do get stressed out. It is so, it affects you, and then you take it out, and the one you loved that is helping you the most. I'm so sorry, Toddy. Okay, and and then we'll recover, and it affected so many financial. Like I had to get a lawyer. Like it could try so much to get help. I tried to get help from Adult Protective Services. They keep telling them, they keep writing the report, they're not doing anything. One thing they told me, go to bed Saturday, it's free legal. And I kept leaving messages. Finally, they called. They said, well, how old are you? I said, 52. I said, we can't help you because you're under 60 years old or some 65 or something. We can't help you. And it's like, I called Adult Protective. I said, what are you actually doing to help me? They said, well, there's not much we can do. I said, well, why are you there? I kept so many times calling, reporting. I guess they have recording of all my reports, and they write it down. They have the phone recording, but the fact that they just don't, and the police wouldn't do anything. The police come here, and they say, well, she's a tenant, and she has a tenant's right. She has a right to bring visitors here. And the fact is that it's not that. She's a criminal, and she's been extorting me using threats of physical violence from those people who are visiting, and getting strange deliveries, and then the constant use of threat of legal action. So she steps on a piece of plastic bottle, and she goes, ouch! And she picks it up and keeps examining it like that. And then all the other, I got the restraining order, that the first statement that I slid under the door, she snatched it, and the next day she says she's fallen and broken her leg and she needs to go to the hospital. And then later she told you that her friend is coming over. She never did, and then she was limping all the time, and then she was walking around like this, bent over, using a piece of device as like a walker. And then and then immediately, like the next night, it's on the surveillance camera, the Ring doorbell, the surveillance camera in my living room. She walks perfect. Like she thinks she like, for God, she walks perfectly fine without any. So they're constantly using threats like this. Now, the law is made to protect us, and she has learned to use it in a way, use it to commit a crime, to commit extortion on me. You see, and it happens a lot. And I hear her talking to her friends, to her family. The whole culture, the whole thing is, why don't you sue him? Why don't you sue him? Anything that happened, why don't you sue him? There's people that go around, and that's their professional. That's what they do. It's the things she does, hustling. She certainly is repeatedly refers to it as hustling. That she does it. That's what she likes to do, and she writes it in her own Facebook page. Repeated posts saying that that's what she does. She hustles. It's the grooming. We looked up grooming techniques, and that she did everything by the book. Like she studied, like she's taking a course on it. She's been doing it for all her life, and all her friends are in on it. She posts on there that it's so sad there's people that have trauma and go victim after victim, taking out the issues on the victims. And that's what she does. She accuses people, projects on others what she herself does. So you listen to her accusations. It's good key of seeing what she is. Like she's all the time complaining about the place being dirty, right? We even brought a cleaner to clean the place. She was still saying, like, how many times do I have to say it's dirty? And this wasn't true. We made sure the place was clean, you know? And then so what was I saying? And then she had reported that, and then one of her friends had said, "Is it shareable?" It's on there, and the response, comment under the post, and she said, "I made it shareable." Now, what that means, what would not make it shareable if it had evidence of her own crime. So if it has evidence of her own crime, then it wouldn't be shareable, because then it could be used to put her in, get her into trouble, put her into jail, you see. So that's, and then she repeatedly, her conversations in her online Facebook page has that repeatedly. They say, is that shareable? Is that shareable? You know, that's what these people do. It's a culture. The culture of, hustling. And then using that technique of suing people, fishing for evidence, collecting pictures and recordings that they can use to provoke people constantly, to get any reaction that you do to protect yourself. Like she was telling, I think that's what she's been saying, that I have these surveillance security cameras here, because so those are there in order for me to protect. I actually got them, and I got more to protect myself, right? Because of stuff she's doing, and she's using that as excuse of, well, you recording me, on your camera. And then like I was showing that to the cop that showed up, and the cop says, why are you have, what is it? Hummingbird. That's a sign, sign of peace. Yeah. Okay, so this, and then so I tried repeatedly to report this as a crime. That it is. She is a criminal. She has had record of crimes, and so it's not a tenant issue. It's a criminal extorting me, claiming to be a victim, a tenant with a victim. That's what she's perfected. That's what she does. And like my if I have enough money, like get an investigator, go through and talk to all of the people, all of those addresses and phone numbers and names that she stayed at, and we find out that she's done this. She states in all Facebook repeatedly that she hustles. I imagine what she's doing to me is what she calls hustling. She does all of those places, except the ones maybe that occasion maybe she stays with a friend, but there are many of those. And she herself says, "I want you to talk to the person I stayed with before, to see what our relationship is to this day." And I'm trying to imagine, like, I would so much want to talk to the people she stayed and say, what is it she did to them? Are the people being blackmailed, or did she, what happened? I really want to know, and maybe I would want to get all of those people, bring them in, like maybe a Zoom meeting somehow, and have an intervention or something about that. And that I do feel that this is something that happens a lot. There are a lot of people who do this. There's certainly a lot of people who do what they call squatting. Squatting is move into a place and then not pay rent. She hasn't never paid it. Occasionally, but $2, $3 here. Yeah. So many stories of stuff that I've documented all. But then all of this, I offered her healing that I do. There's always having Zoom healing meetings with healers and groups and everything. She always said, no, I'm not interested. Later. I offer there's so many ways. I have Sam card, I have cricket, all these ways of making money, productive ways. And she said, Zeke, I just don't have any interest that I share with you. Those things that interest you, I'm not interested in those things. She has trauma, she needs money, but she has no interest in any way of making money productively, helping others, and no way of healing. And then so I found out what she really has, what her real interest is, to hustle. She wants to hustle. She wants to accuse and sue, collect evidence to sue, and then and then this is her way of getting back to the people who have abused her in the past by hurting me, you see. And this is what she does, goes from victim to victim, taking out on people. And that's not how you heal. She did say that in the beginning that she knew there was a reason we're here together. And I imagined we're here together to heal together. That is how you heal, is help others heal. Not by hurting them, revenging others for what others have done to you. You see, what your parents or what in your childhood, what others have done to you, take it out on the person who's trying to heal you and hurt them as vengeance. Because then somewhere in the back of your mind, even though you claim the opposite, you're the one being, you know what the truth is, and you're going to feel guilty about it. And that doesn't help you heal. Guilt only looks for more punishment. And, and then it doesn't help her heal. And that is not my intention, for her to feel guilty and punish herself. That's not what I want to do. I want to heal, and I want her to heal. And that is that's the story here. So anything you want to say?
No.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that for now. Okay, thank you.